Let's deal with the local government election now. A few days ago, there was a development in the local politics in Trinidad and Tobago, where we saw Jack Warner. He was back on a UNC platform. He has put his foot back into the politics of Trinidad and Tobago. Do you have a view as to what would have transpired there?
Yeah, I have a view. And again, it's pretty obvious to us, it should be obvious to an unbiased person as to what is happening. Jack Warner is a person who, as you may recall again, from the very day Jack Warner was made a Minister of Government as opposition leader, that was the first issue I took up as opposition leader in this country in 2015. And I warned the Prime Minister then and the country that Jack Warner would embarrass this country because of what was commonly and widely known about his issues with integrity and honesty at FIFA. It played out in full public view after he was a Minister of Government and an acting Prime Minister in this country, where he is now known as what somebody described as an international crook. Mr. Jack Warner has been charged with serious criminal conduct, money laundering, racketeering, fraud. Charged. He has been accused of being dishonest with FIFA's assets and money. A judge has ruled as rightly in a court where he's been, I think it's $75 million for the very place where the local politics went to celebrate the return of Mr. Warner to our politics. Is a monument to his involvement with FIFA, and as an American journalist said, it's a monument to theft, and it's ironically called the Center of Excellence.
But some may say charged but not convicted, Prime Minister.
And of course, because he has been avoiding his day in court as a person who's fighting an extradition by a serious country which has laid the charges, and he's fighting using the avenues of the law, of course. But that being so, how does that become a beacon for this country and a savior to us when you're difficult? Jack Warner has been banned from FIFA for life for his involvement in football. And I mean, if we were serious in Trinidad and Tobago, we would have an issue, because the issue of the loss of our television rights for our football that impoverished us. Why aren't we concerned about that? And when Jack Warner gets up and says that he has come into the political arena because the country is going over a precipice, the closest we ever came to a precipice here is where he took us. Just Google his name anytime. What comes up? Trinidad and Tobago, and his litany of woes that don't make any of us proud. And if that is what this country sees as its leadership, then may God help us. Because the day after Moody's assess us as an independent international body and label us as going in the right direction and our outlook is positive, you have the UNC and Jack Warner telling you about the country going over a precipice and they coming to save it. And I said earlier on in this interview, I said that what is happening in this country, if we're not careful, is a normalization of criminal conduct and a lionization of criminals as heroes. That's what this country is facing. And we better wake up and understand that. It's not only those with the gun in their hand, right, who threatening our peace and security. The others, the facilitators and the participants and the beneficiaries of criminal conduct. And when that gets into the political arena and is defended and supported in the parliament, may God help Trinidad and Tobago.